Hello everyone and welcome once again to MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. I'm once again with fifth part on Goldman Sachs. Numerical computation, they ask 8 questions in that particular section. That's why every session of my Goldman Sachs for numerical computation, I've designed 8 questions only. Number 1. Number 2, these all are actual questions. In this session also, I'm taken up all actual 8 questions, but I've been converted them in the form of mock test. Do give yourself some time, 1 minute or a time would be given to you, timer would be given to you. Please try to solve that in that particular time. Or if you are not able to solve, then pause the session, try to solve it yourself and then look out for the solution. That's a simple drill that we actually follows always. So on this note, on this happy note, do and let's start now. The graph of x square plus y square equals to 29. This is a circle. Circle with center 0, 0 and radius root 29. And the curve xy equals to 10. This is rectangular hyperbola. Intersect at certain number of points. We have a circle. And this is our rectangular hyperbola. It will intersect at 4 points only. So it may be a square, rectangle, rhombus, it cannot be an hexagon. All these points of intersection are joined successively by line segment to form a convex polygon. These two join and we are getting, it can be a square, rectangle or a rhombus. Which of the following best describe the polygon? We need this point of intersection. Let's solve these two and find the value of x and y, and that will give us clear idea what is this polygon. So x square plus y square is 29. That means x plus y whole square is 29 plus 2xy, that is 49. X plus y is plus minus 7. X minus y whole square would be x square plus y square minus 2xy. 29 minus 20 is 9. X minus y is plus minus 3. On solving, if I add them both, I'll get x is 5. So I'll have x, y values. One will be 5, 2. Another would be then minus 5 minus 2. And then 2, 5 and minus 2, minus 5. So this value is 5. It should be 5, 2. Yes, 5, 2. This is 2, 5. This is farthest. This would be minus 5, minus 2. And this value is minus 2, minus 5. Now we can see that all are symmetrical. So the distance between 2, 5 and 5, 2 is same as distance between minus 5, minus 2 and minus 2, minus 5. That means this length is equals to this length and this length is equals to this length, and all are different. It is not a rhombus, it is not a square. Straight away it is a rectangle. Now we need one more proof that it is a rectangle. We can prove that if we can prove that this angle is 90 degrees. Fair enough. It is ABC, suppose. What is the slope of the line segment AB? Slope is given by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Y is 5 plus 2 upon 2 plus 5. So slope of AB is 7 by 7, that is 1. Now slope of CB is minus 5 plus 2 upon minus 2 plus 5. That is minus 3 by 3, that is minus 1. Now slope of two intersecting line is 1 and minus 1. Then product of the slope m1 into m2 is equals to minus 1. That means AB is perpendicular to CB. Similarly, we can also prove that all these angles are 90 degrees. Opposite sides are same in length and all the angles are 90 degree. It is a four-sided quadrilateral. It has to be a rectangle. It is a rectangle. More of a visual feast than proving it. I have given you the proof, but it is more of a visual feast. Once you can visualize how the diagram, the graph would be featured in, it would be very easy stage to answer it. It has to be a rectangle. Find the value of a square plus b square plus c such that a, b, c are in geometric progression. That means we have b square is equals to ac. And difference between the third term and the first term, that is c minus a, is a perfect square. Let it be y square. This is known. And it is also given something in log format, relationship between ABC. Let us first solve this. Root means half will come, 2 and half gone. So it will be log, and all bases are 9, log 9. 13.58, that is 135a by 10 into this would be 9 by 100 b square into 9c by 5b equals 5. Okay, that means 135a by 10 into 9b square by 100 into 9c by 5b equals 9 to the power 5. 99999. 1929 cancel. Now this is 9 into 15, 5352. So we have 3 gone here with 3. This is 3 to the power 1, 3 cube. 3 cube. And this is 10, 10 cube. B cancel out. So we have A, B, C equals 3 cube into 10 cube. That is 30 cube. Now A into C is B square. That means B cube is 30 cube. Bingo. We have the value of B. B is equals to 30. Done. Now A, B, C are in geometric progression, and it is also known that A, B, C are greater than 0, and A, B, C are integers also, and C minus A is equals to y square. So let the numbers be, if the common ratio is R, 30 by R, 30 and 30R. And now it is known that 30R minus 30 by R would be what? 30 into R square minus 1 by R. This is a perfect square, and we are getting this as 30. So the very first number which comes into mind is 30 into, let this be 30. 30, 30, 900. So if the difference is 900, of difference of C minus A happens to be like 900, or this 30 into R square minus 1 by 30 is 900. We can work out with the factors of 900 and see that whether these number fits in at these places or not. We know that it has to be 900 because 30 by R into 30 into R, the product is 900, and that is a square number. That is the first hint. Second hint, try to figure out a number A which is factor of 900 with or 30, so that 135a by 10 becomes divisible by 9. Let me check out this. 135 by 10 is how much? 5 is 2 and 7, and 5 is 2. So if I need to make this multiple of 9, it has to be 27 into 3 is 81. If I multiply this by 6, it becomes a multiple of 9, that is 81, and 81 square root also we can form. A is equals to 6. If my A is equals to 6, then this is 900 by 6 is how much? 900 by 6 is 150. Bingo. C minus A is 144, and it fits in. That means that three values are 6, 30 and 150 to go with. You can try out with other options also, like 30, 900, you can get 20 and 45. 20 into 45, 45 minus 20 is also 25, which is a square number. So we can also have, like, if I take 20, 20, 30, 45. Here the third number minus the first number is also a square number, and these are in GP. 20 into 1.5 into 1.5. This also fits in. 6 into 5 is 30. 30 into 5 is 150. Now the value a square plus b square plus c, if I use this, that would be 400 plus 900 plus c. It would be 1345. Ironically, 1345 is there, not in the option. A square 36, b square is 900, and c is 150. We have 6, 8 and 1086. Bingo, that is in option B. More of reasoning, because all the three numbers are missing. We need to identify with help of this log itself what can be the values of a, b, c, so that they form a GP. They follows this rule. Product is 900 at the end, middle one is 30, and on. 1086 fits in. A regular polygon has an even number of sides. Okay, that means we can have a circle also flowing through this regular polygon. 3, 4, 5, 6 suppose. If the product of the length of its side, let the length of this side be a, into, and the distance between two opposite sides, distance between from the center, if I drop, distance between two opposite sides is nothing but the perpendicular distance from the center on the sides, that is p. That means distance between two opposite sides would be 2p. Between two opposite sides is 1/4 of the area. 1/4 of area. Now area of n-sided regular polygon is given by half into perimeter into perpendicular distance from center on any side. Now if we solve this, I think we should get the number of sides. A into 2p equals 1 by 8 into perimeter. Suppose there are n sides and each length is a, so perimeter would be n into a, and the perpendicular distance from center on any side is p. pp cancel out, a cancels out, n is equals to a into 2, that is 16. Find the number of sides it had. This polygon must have 16 sides, that is in option D. If 2 to the power log 7 minus 5x to the power 6 base 64 is greater than equals to x minus 3 whole square, then find the number of integral value of x satisfying the given inequality. Okay, first let me try to remove this log. We know that a to the power log x base a is actually equals to x, or a to the power log x to the power m base a to the power m is also equals to x. If I look carefully on the left hand side, this is 2 to the power log 7 minus 5x to the power 6, and 64 is actually 2 to the power 6. So that means it's matching up here. It is a log x to the power m base a to the power m. These two matching up. This value should be straight away equals to x. X, that is 7 minus 5x. The value on the left hand side is nothing but 7 minus 5x. Now we have 7 minus 5x is greater than equals to x square minus 6x plus 9. That means 0 is greater than equals to x square minus x plus 2. 0 is greater than this, or x square minus x plus 2 is less than equals to 0. can I write this as x square minus 2 into x into half plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 2. I'm trying to convert them into a square format, that is less than equals to 0. So we'll get x minus half whole square, and this will be what? 8 minus 1 plus 7 by 4 is less than equals to 0. Now, whatever be the value of x, this expression x minus half whole square will be always positive. And something positive added with 7 by 4 can never be equals to 0 or less than 0. That means what? No possible values of x. We can't have any value of x for which, any integral value of x for which this particular inequality would satisfy. Find the number of integral values of x. Answer is 0, none. N is the smallest number such that when divided by 20, 19 or 18, leaves remainder 18, 17 or 16 respectively. When it is divided by 20, remainder is 18, by 19 it is 17, and when divided by 18, remainder is 16. Here remainder is not same, but if we see here residue is same. Residue is divider minus remainder. 20 minus 18 is 2, 19 minus 17 is 2, 18 minus 16 is 2. Here we see that residue, we call it residue. Residue is same. In case when residue is same when divided by the divisor, least number n is LCM of the divisors, that is 18, 19, 20, and instead of adding the common remainder, we'll reduce the common residue. That is the format to find the smallest number. So now quickly let us find the LCM of 18, 19, 20. That is 9 into 2, 19 will remain 2, 2 gone 10. So 19 into 18, 72, 7, 15, 20, 24, 2, 3. Okay, 342. So this LCM would be 3420. And common residue is 2, minus 2. The smallest number we are looking out for is 3418. That is the smallest number. Now, what is the question? Find the remainder when n is divided by 50. So, 3418 when divided by 50, 3400 will go, obviously. Or, let's do it if it need to be divided by 50. 3418, 340, 6 times 300, 418, 8 times 400, obviously we are left with 80. That was just passing time. Okay, so 3418 when divided by 50 leaves remainder 18. Just remember this concept. If in case we have a common remainder, or remainder is 2, remainder is 2, remainder is 2, then least number is LCM of the divisors plus common remainder. But in case when residue is same, then least number would be LCM of the common divisor minus common residue. So here remainder 18, that is in option B. For how many natural values of P the equation, this is a quadratic equation, will have non-zero roots? Let the roots are alpha beta, then alpha beta both are not equals to 0. And not have one positive and one negative root. That means both are of same sign. Both roots are of same sign. Now, product sum of roots is minus b by a, that would be minus p plus 6 by 2, and product of roots would be c by a, that is minus p minus 7 by 2. Now let us take case 1 where both roots are positive. If both roots are positive, their sum would be positive, that is minus p plus 6 by 2 should be greater than 0. and the product should also be positive. Minus p minus 7 by 2 is greater than 0. On solving this, we'll get minus p minus 6 is greater than 0, minus p is greater than 6, p is less than minus 6, and here minus p plus 7 greater than 0, minus p greater than minus 7, p is less than 7. So here it says p is less than minus 6 and it says p is less than 7. That means common area is this. So according to case 1, p value is less than minus 6. Now in case 2, if we take both are negative, because both can have same sign, alpha beta both can be negative. If both are negative, then sum is also negative. Minus p plus 6 should be less than 0. Minus p minus 6 less than 0, minus p less than 6, p is greater than minus 6. And then if both are less than 0, the product would be positive. Minus p minus 7 would be greater than 0, which will give p is less than 7. So here we'll get p is greater than minus 6 and this says p is less than 7. So here we are getting the value of p should lie between minus 6 to 7. So case 1 says p is less than minus 6 and case 2 says minus 6 is less than p less than 7. No common area. No common points between case 1 and case 2. That means what? Question is, how many natural values of p are possible? No value of p is possible. Not a single value of p is possible, such that if they will have non-zero roots and one root would be negative, then then both roots would be of the same sign. So here I'll mark C, that is 0. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. A gallon of petrol sells for rupees 120 and a quart of the same petrol sells for rupees 50. It's better to purchase a gallon, isn't it? The owner of a rental agency has 6 machines and each machine needs 5 quarts of petrol. So total petrol required would be 6 into 5, that is 30 quarts. What is the minimum amount of money he must spend to purchase enough petrol? Okay, so if we divide 30 by 4, we will get 4 gallons and 2 quarts. Either he can go for purchasing 7 gallons and 2 quarts, or he should purchase 8 gallons. Let's see which is the minimum cost. The gallon is 120, 7 into 120 is 840, and 2 quarts would be 50 into 2, that is 100. So it will cost him 940, and 8 gallons straight away will cost him 8 into 120, that is 960. Why he will invest 960 when he can get enough petrol for 940 rupees? Option B should be the choice here. If the sum of all the odd factors of a number, let me write it like this, is 16 2 by 3%, that is 16.66%, 1/6. 1/6 of the sum of all its even factor. Sum of all is even factor. Then find the remainder when the number is divided by 4. Okay, straight away it's a question from number system, factors. Let my number be 2 to the power a into p1 to the power b into p2 to the power c, and on whatever it is, where p1, p2 are different prime numbers, but not 2, obviously. Then 2 things we can use it here. First, sum of factors is equals to sum of even factors plus sum of odd factors. That is sum of E plus sum of D. Number 1. Number 2, sum of factors is equals to 2 to the power n minus 1 into summation of odd factors. And number 3, sum of even factors, that is summation of e, is equals to 2 to the power n minus 2 into sum of odd factors. Few things which we should know as far as sum of factors of n is concerned. Now you'll ask, what is n? Here n, small n, is equals to a plus 1. That is, a is power on 2, n is equals to a plus 1. Now shall we use this and let us identify our number. Okay, so sum of factors is 2, sum of even plus sum of odd. That means sum of factors would be odd is 1/6 of sum of even plus sum of even factors, that is 7/6 of sum of even factors. Again, can I use this one? Yes. Sum of even is something into odd, and sum of factors is 7/6 sum of even factors equals, sum of factors is 7/6, 2 to the power 7/6 into sum of even factors is this, 2 to the power n minus 2 into sum of odd factors. So sum of factors, I can compare these two now. Now this 1 and this 2, both are sum of factors only. So what we have, 2 to the power n minus 1 into sum of odd factors equals 7/6 into 2 to the power n minus 2 into sum of odd factors. This will cancel out. Then 6 into 2 to the power n minus 6 equals 7 into 2 to the power n minus 14. 7 minus 6 apple is 1 apple, that is 2 to the power n equals 14 minus 6, that is 8. N is equals to 3, that is what we get. Therefore, a plus 1 is equals to 3, a is equals to 2. That is the value I am looking out for. Our n is actually 2 to the power 2 into pi to the power b into pj to the power c, whatever it would be. These all are like even. This is even part and these all are odd part. Now n is, this n which we are looking out for, which follows this given condition, has to be a multiple of 4. If it is not a multiple of 4, this will not follow the given conditions. So if n is multiple of 4, question is find the remainder when the number is divided by 4. When n is divided by 4, remainder is 0, because the n we are looking out for has to be a multiple of 4. Remainder is 0. Option C fits in. Okay, let's make this thing more clear with taking an example. Let us take one multiple of 4. Let n is 12. That is 4 into 3, 2 cube into 2 square into 3 to the power 1. Okay. Then number of factors would be 3 into 2, 6. And what would be the factors? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6 and then 12. Okay. I'm looking out for sum of all odd factors. 1, 3 is odd factor. So sum of odd factors is 3 plus 1, that is 4. And sum of even factors. Sum of even factor is 2 plus 4, 6 and 6, 12 and 12, 24. Now we can here see 4 by 24 is 1/6. Sum of all odd factors, that is 4, is 1/6 of the sum of all even factors. Then find the remainder when the number is divided by 4. The number when divided by 4 will leave remainder 0. The condition which is given is only applicable when the number is a multiple of 4. Here also you can put in 2 to the power n. Now where is n? N here is 3. So 7 into sum of this odd factor. Sum of odd factors was what? 4. Clear? So that is only be fitting in when number n is your multiple of 4. 2 to the power n, 8 minus 1 is 7, 7 into 4 is 28. We can see the total sum of factors is 28. This also satisfies. The next one, 2 to the power n, 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 into 4 is 24. That also satisfies. So it's good to remember few things in this sum of factors of n, and if we know this, that this sum would become more easy. Or you can start by taking up a number like which is multiple of 4 to start with. If you think the remainder is 0, work it out anyway, but it's a method and this is how it should be done. On this note, thank you everyone for participating. This is Mohit Jain signing off from MJ's Maths and Stats at MJ Magic Studio to you, on this hope that you would be able to crack GS examination. Best wishes to everyone. More coming up very soon. Stay connected and stay happy. Thank you everyone.